Welcome back to Jango, and today we're going to talk about what is Jango as a planet, what does the topography look like, what's the atmosphere. So Jango, what is it? Well, it's a prison planet built by Nova, as you probably already know from other videos, to throw all prisoners that have any relation to Sin or BPA. And anyone basically can go. There's also such a prison planet is that anyone who is indicted by Nova might get prison on Jango. Now, a big thing to know is that Jango is surrounded by kind of a pressurized, I describe it here as a planetary defense field, which makes the planet's atmosphere completely pressurized. Well, this makes it so that there's only a couple ways onto Jango. On each major continent, there is kind of an elevator that launches you into the main city, and this is how people get onto Jango. So, now, the first kind of continent that the players are going to be on is this desert continent. It is directly based off Dune. Pause. Okay, so that's kind of what Jango is, and the desert continent is mainly based off dunes, which is large desert sand. Dunes, huge dune sea. And but in the east, it's separated by this large mountain range that separates the east from the west, which makes it hard for players to go from east to west. Now, in the east, we have kind of it's not as deserty, it's more like a large prairie. And in the beginning of the game, the player will only know that there is one continent. And they think that is the whole world of Jango is that one continent, because that's how Nova built it. So it seems like there aren't any other continents. But it turns out there is multiple other continents. Give me a second here. First, we have, of course, the desert continent, which is the main continent that the player will be on. Later in the game, the player will learn about the Mountain District, the Jungle Nations, and the Island Nation, which are three other kind of major continents on the planet of Jango. Nova designed these different continents because that each one of these different continents was supposed to look like a separate planet to the prisoners on that continent. They designed it this way because they had a lot of prisoners, and they didn't want to put them in the same area, so they wanted to separate them a little bit. So they built different continents. So that is kind of what Jango is, and describing how the continents work. Thank you. Goodbye.